Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a kind of get ready with me and showing you a tutorial on my everyday quick makeup look. I probably talk for quite some time throughout the video, so I don't know how long the video is actually going to be because I'm explaining how I'm doing things, but if I were to do this routine without talking to anybody, it would take me about 15 minutes to do. I did this recently for a night that I had to be somewhere really quickly, and I got a lot of compliments on it, and honestly it only took me about 15 minutes. So the star of the show is definitely going to be the Carli Bybel palette. I've had this for a couple months now, and I just absolutely adore it. I thought I wasn't going to care for it that much, or didn't have very high hopes for it when I first got it. And boy was I wrong. I probably will even buy a backup one of these because it's that good. I super love this. So I'll talk a little bit more about it in the video. But overall, this is the look. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this, please go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so we're first going to start with a foundation. I'm going to be using the Lumi cushion. I recently did a review on this and I'm still liking it. So if you want to see that review, I will link it in the description box below if you want to check it out. In the review that I did, I ended up using the sponge that comes with it, but since then I have learned that I kind of like this brush a little bit better. It's from Real Techniques. It is the buffing brush. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is just place foundation all over my face just to start the look. As I talked about in that video, I do find that this foundation is a light to medium coverage, so when I'm doing a kind of quick look just like I am today, I'm not really going to be going for that more fuller coverage. I'm kind of going to look for this light to medium coverage, so I thought this would be a good foundation to use today. And this is a luminous foundation, so it is going to give you a little bit more of a glow, so not that we already aren't going to have enough glow with this Carli Bybel palette that we'll be using, but this gives a pretty bomb glow as well. The next step that I'm going to be doing is a little bit of cream highlighting and contouring. Usually when I'm doing a quick look like this, I don't do cream as well as powder, but I just feel like these make it so easy, and that's why I like to do both steps. So since it's so quick, let's go ahead and jump in and do the cream. First, I'm going in with the darker concealer, and this is in the shade Beautiful Bronze, and I usually use this to contour with. These are so fantastic if you've never used these before. They're super inexpensive. There's kind of only a few places you can get them, but you can get them online. I will link that down below, but they're like $3 or $4, so you really can't beat this. And the tip and applicator is super easy to use. That's what makes it so quick to really just go ahead in and place it wherever you'd like. So we're going to go ahead in, and where I would normally contour, I'm going to be placing this darker shade. I know it looks a little dark, but that's okay. We are going to buff it out afterwards. A lot of people get really intimidated by doing this kind of contouring, but if you do it correctly, it doesn't matter how dark it is. You're going to be blending it out anyways. So next I'm going to go place the lighter shade, which is in Creamy Beige, is my favorite shade from this line to highlight with, and I'm going to just place this under my eyes where I would normally conceal and highlight. Alright, so now that I look ridiculous and now that I've turned this into a highlight and contouring video, I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. We're going to be using a brush from Beige Cosmetics. This is just a angled flat top brush, and we're just going to go ahead and buff the contour into the skin. I do have an in-depth highlight and contour video that I made when I first started my channel. Let me know if you want an updated one, but if you're interested in seeing the first one that I did, I'll list it in the description box below. So now I'm going to go in and just blend out all of the highlight areas. And I'm just using a brush from from a no-name place. I don't know what this is. It's just a painter's brush you would normally use for foundation. Okay, now I'm just going to go back in with the brush that we originally put the foundation on with. There's no additional product on it, but I'm just going to use this just to kind of even everything out, just in case there's anything I didn't really blend out. As you can see, that contour really was able to blend in, and now it looks a lot more natural than it did, obviously, when I put it on to begin with. You could just leave it with the cream and then continue with the rest of your makeup, but I like to set everything I always do. So today I'm going to be using this new e.l.f. palette that I just got. This is a contouring palette. I'm super duper excited about it because it just looks awesome. Basically what comes in this is this banana shade for highlighting. This is an actual highlighter shade, a warmer contour color, and then a darker contour color, which is more of a cool toned. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be using pretty much 3 out of 4 of these today for the look. I'm first going to go in with this e.l.f. brush. This is actually a blush brush, but I've always used this to powder under my eye area. I'm just going to use this yellow shade, this banana shade right here, and I'm just going to set to my under eye area. I'm super excited about this. Next, I'm going to try out this darker, cooler toned contour shade. I'm just using a brush from Real Techniques. This is the contour brush from their, I think it's called their Core Collection? Yeah. Much space. Just going to lightly dab it and set that area. I'm going to go back in with the same brush, just dust it off a little bit into this warmer contour shade, and I'm just going to kind of expand the area a little bit more where I did that cool toned. This is more of a bronzing shade because it is warmer, so it's going to go ahead and just lighten up that area just a little bit. I'm quickly going to go and do my eyebrows. I am using a new product today. This is from L'Oreal. This is their Brow Stylist Definer, and I'm pretty excited to use this. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and let's go ahead and try it out. It comes with the pencil mechanically on one side and then the spoolie on the other side, just like the Anastasia brow is. I actually really love this so far. I tried the NYX one. That's supposed to be a dupe for the Anastasia, but I didn't find it to be as easy to use as this. This is so much creamier and so much more product comes out. Really like it. That's awesome. Wow. As you can see the difference between eyebrows, let's go ahead and do the other one as well. So whenever I do a kind of natural, quicker look like this, I don't really spend too much time on the eyes, and I really focus on the face and making sure the face looks a little bit more flawless. So that's really what I did today. Now I am going to go in and do the eyes. We're going to be using the Carli Bybel palette. I can't say enough good things about this palette, you guys. It is super inexpensive. It's originally like $20, but I've seen it at $12.50 for the last 2 months. It is limited edition, and it is so good. I was not expecting to get this and love it so much. I really only got it because it was cheap and I heard some things about it. I wanted to try it out for myself, and I ended up loving this. I might even buy a backup one because that's how much I love it. Just to tell you a little bit about it, it does come with this mirror inside, and it's a beautiful quote right here, aspire to inspire. Super pretty, and then it comes with these eyeshadows all right here. They're all pretty neutral shades. There are some shimmer shades and a few matte shades, and then it comes with these 4 highlight shades here too that can also be used as eyeshadows as well. And the highlights I am super impressed with. I was not, like I said, expecting to really love these, and I use these almost as much as I use all my Anastasia and Becca highlighters. These are bombs. So let's go ahead and do the eyes. So I'm first going to go in with a large fluffy brush. This is from Beige Cosmetics. This is, again, just a large fluffy brush. Any large fluffy brush that you have will do. And this is just going to be the brush we use for the transition shade. So for today, a transition shade we're going to be using, they don't actually have names, so I'm just going to point to which one it is in the palette. We're going to be using this shade right here in the middle. It's kind of a very light mauve shade. I really love it for the transition area. Just going to go ahead and dip that in and work that into the crease. As you see me in most of my videos, I'm going from the inner to outer corner and just really buffing that shade right into that crease area, right above my eyelid. We're going to be going in now with the color that is directly below that. This is more of a brown shade, and we're going to be using just a little bit smaller of a brush. This one is from Morphe, I believe. Nope, still Beige Cosmetics. It's just the same kind of brush, just a little bit smaller, just to define a little bit more area. Now I'm going to go back in with that brush that we put the transition shade on with. There's no additional product on it. I'm just going to wipe it off actually, just so it's a little bit more clean. And I'm just going to go ahead and buff that back just to blend the two shades together, just so there's no chunky pieces or no harsh lines. Now we're going to go into the lid color. I'm going to be using a flat brush today. This is from Morphe. This is M421. And I'm just going to go ahead, and the color we're using today is going to be this copper shade right here. So we use this one for the transition, this one to deepen up the transition a little bit more, and then this one right here just to go on all over the lid. You can use Fix Plus if you want, just to dab it into this just to get a little bit more vibrant shade, but I think these are pigmented enough that you don't even necessarily need them, but feel free to do so if you'd like. You're just going to pack on that copper shade all over the lid. So now we're just going to move to the lower lash line. Usually I like to do a dark black liner in the waterline, but when I'm doing a nice fresh look like this, a nice easy one, I just like to put a lighter nude shade. So we're going to actually be using this one from Scandalize from Rimmel, and it is in the shade Nude 005. I'm just going to place this in the waterline. This is always so awkward to do on film. Just go with it. Using a light shade in the waterline is going to help to really open up that eye and not make it look as closed as if you were to use a black. Tip of the day. We're not going to be doing too much to the lower lash line. We're actually just going to be smoking it out just a little bit with some brown, but that's it. I'm going to go in with actually a pencil brush. This is the Morphe M431. So this is a little bit smaller than the brush that we used to deepen up the crease. So I can actually show you all three of the brushes just so you can get a reference of size. So this one right here is the one that we use for the whole transition area. That's the largest of the three. This one's a little bit smaller. These are both from Beige Cosmetics. This was to help really define that crease just a little bit more because it was a little bit smaller. And then this is the Morphe brush, which is going to be the pencil brush, which is going to be the smallest of all three. And it's going to help to really buff out the area without taking up too much space in that lower lash line. If I were to use something like this in the lower lash line, I'd have bags like this with just the shadow. So we don't want that at all. Going in with that brown shade again right here that we used in the crease, we're just going to take that and we're just going to buff it on the lower lash line. Nothing crazy. Now we're just going to go with a little bit of mascara. My favorite mascara from the drugstore is going to be the L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black. It's been my favorite for quite some time. I know I talk about it in quite a few videos, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on the upper and lower lash line. I'm going to be going in with a fan brush. This is from Morphe. This is the M310 that everyone talks about, and it's so great, so definitely recommend it. Super inexpensive as well. And the first shade I'm going to place down is this one right here. It is so beautiful. It's kind of like a light gold shade, and it's just gorgeous. You'll see in a second what it looks like on the skin. So I'm just placing this on the high points of my cheekbone areas. It's almost like a white gold. It's so, so pretty. And that's just one application of it. So gorgeous, right? So days like this, when I do this kind of naturalish, very quick makeup, I don't necessarily always use blush, so I'm not going to use blush today. Instead, I'm going to just use this highlight shade all the way to the right, just with the highlighter brush as well, and just place it a little bit lower on my cheekbone area. And this just gives it a nice bronzy glow. So pretty. Beautiful. I'm actually also going to use this highlight right here because I just want to use it all. And I'm just going to go ahead and place that under my brow bone just to highlight it. This is a very white champagne shade. It's so, so pretty. For lips, I'm actually going to use an oldie but a goodie. This is from Wet n Wild. This is the Fergie Daily shade. It is just a beautiful nude shade. I haven't used it in a while, but I used it quite a lot when I first got it, like last year. I'm also going to top it with this lipstick from NYX. This is actually an Extreme Shine Lip Cream in the shade Natural. This is just going to give it a nice glossy look, but feel free to keep it like this matte if you'd like. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it smells like Play-Doh. I'm not really digging that, so those are my lips. Lastly, I'm just going to set it with this Mario Badescu facial spray. This is with aloe, herbs, and rose water. I love this stuff so, so much. It really helps to hydrate the skin. It doesn't necessarily help to make the makeup last longer. I mean, I don't know if it really helps or does it. I haven't noticed a difference, but it just feels so refreshing and it smells delightful. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray that on the face. And by spray, I mean douse. Okay guys, that's my final look. I hope that you like how it came out. I know I talked probably for quite some time trying to explain things to you, but if I wasn't talking to anybody and just doing this whole routine probably would have taken me about 15 minutes or so. So it's definitely something you could do in the morning. Try it out, see how long it takes you. Obviously, the more you try it and more you practice, you're going to get quicker at it, and it's not going to take you that long to do it. So try it out. Let me know if you do in the comment section below, and I will talk to you guys soon in my next video. Bye guys.